I'm just going to do a recap of the stats. If it will let me go to a previous save, maybe we'll go to 20. Oh shit, I missed a conversation. Well, at least I didn't miss any loot. Slacker was 25, Ileana 21. I mean, I should have used my main guys more. And especially Ileana, who I was trying with the throwing daggers and the javelin, and unfortunately I was just leveling up polearm or no spear forever. Finn was absolute beast. He did get 40 at the in the final battle. I thought 60 was the cap on health, but he got 61. This maul, I never got a chance to use it. I kind of forgot about it, to be honest with you. But I think it's a nice addition. Salvador, I mean, his stats are nowhere near where Finn's are, but they're not far behind. Melanie was 38, reaching 30 agility. Not too shabby. Rowe almost hit 40 defense. That's huge. I mean, granted, we had the defense ring on, but I was very impressed with Rowe. Edward almost hit 40 agility. Not too shabby, and 34 skill. So, I mean, Edward is no slouch. And we kept the skill and agility ring on him for quite a while. Jack, I thought he was okay. I mean, he I don't know exactly what the difference between him and Elias are outside of their passives, but I think these stats probably are what in line with what Elias would have. Rayson, we had the skill ring and the strength ring on for quite a while. And then we swapped over. Kind of fell off a little bit. Benjen, my shield breaker. He does his job well, but once Salvador and Finn are so high level, and even this two-handed sword, even though I don't think it really is good against shields, because of the multiple swings, you're getting 3 or 4 attacks. It usually knocks out the shield in 1 or 2 hits. I really like that they increased the XP of the healers, because usually the healers were way behind I mean, like 10, 15 levels behind. I put a javelin on, and I never actually used it. I don't even think I used it one time. I think I did attack with the scimitar a couple times, and he was almost 30 as well. And Corwin, who I like to get in the action a little bit more, I had the endurance thing, so that the endurance is basically his strength. So he basically had 22 strength. And Cedric had 22 endurance without the endurance ring. And Talon actually had 26. But I had it on random, so I don't know if that really changes a lot. I usually go with fixed stat growth. Jorah is a high level guy when you get him. We didn't use him. We did use Sylvia last time. We didn't use her this time. Very high level when you get her. I think your party is probably like around 21, and so having a 24 on your team is outstanding. I'm really happy that they buffed Wesley a little bit and increased his level. Instead of 19 or whatever, he's now like 21 when you get him. We used him for one level. We tried him, and he lasted like 2 or 3 turns. I think a lot of people underestimate Sven just because of this skill thing, but because he gains 30 hit against injured or feared enemies, that's like 10 skill. So his skill really is like 20. And I was using this thing on Sven when I was using them. Shiva, we didn't use her. We used Shiva a couple times. I mean, you use her for free a couple times, where she doesn't actually, she's not in your party yet, but you can use her. We decided not to go with her. Douglas, I love, but we passed on Douglas this time. We decided to go with Roe instead, just because I wanted to mix things up a little bit. The unfortunate part about the beginning is a lot of the characters you get, well, I don't know for other people, but for me personally, really the only starting characters that I used, I think we used Cassie for a little bit. We consciously were going to ditch Elias this time, but I usually go with Elias as my Lancer. I just wanted to give Jack a try. I'm not sure. There might be 2 guys you can recruit in the bar. I can't remember. But so maybe I killed one of the recruitables by accident and not talking to them. I don't know, because there are quite a few elites in there. Maybe not. But the turn refresh is just really good, and the heal and this dove effigy is very good. We usually go with Phoebe, but to heal our main squad, but we decided not to. Ajax, I love playing with him for a level or two, but we quickly get other characters. I think we played with Quincy one map, and I think she died pretty quickly, pretty early on. I don't even think she got a level. I thought maybe we did get a level on her, but I guess not. Just because I was thinking, you know, if you were min-maxing and you know that out of your starting like 9 guys or whatever that you start out with, or 8 guys, that you're only going to be using like 4 or 5 of them, you can maybe concentrate the XP to those 4 or 5. But that's easier said than done, because a lot of times you got to split your squad. Sometimes you're on a timer. Sometimes you only got so many turns. And I was really torn. I was either going to keep Finn and maybe just go with 2 healers. Of course, I'm always going to go with Corwin, and we're probably always going to go with Cedric. I think 4 healers will be overkill. I think maybe, like, and I like the Paladin normally instead of Rogue, because that's kind of like another healer. Although he's a knight right now, but at 20 he can turn into a Paladin. I was going to try out, like, if I kept Sylvie, I was going to do like the javelin maybe, and a bow. And you can even stick a dagger on her too, I guess, because she's not terrible with a sword either. But I'm trying a little bit new strategies. Like I said, I still have not mastered the new weapons by far. I'm sure there's an ideal way to utilize them and play with them. I just have not figured it out yet. I mean, usually I like Ileana with a 2-hander, but maybe I'm leaning now more towards Assassin. Finn and Salvador are always, these 3 are like, well, I should say these 4. Finn, Salvador, Melanie, and Edward are like my go-to. Salvador with a 2-hander, Finn with his axe, Melanie for the income, the gold income, and Edward is just, I don't think it's quite, maybe, I don't think it's quite as good as Salvador, but he's really good, I think. But out of this squad, I think I could probably part maybe with racing. I mean, I like, especially for that one map, I like 4 two-handed sword users. And we made it happen this time with 3. But ideally, I like to have 4. Benjen, he's just a great shield breaker. Finn can break shields as well. So, the thing was, in my group early on, racing was like so far ahead of everyone else. Like, he was like level 15 when people were like level 10. He was like 5 levels ahead of everybody else. So, to get rid of him, kind of would not have made much sense. But I definitely could see myself maybe dropping Talon and bringing on Sylvia, and Sylvia would add another bow user, and I could maybe try, those javelins, and maybe even level up her dagger a little bit too. If an enemy is really low or something, maybe we can do a turn refresh. I don't know if you can stack those. I don't think you can, but maybe you can get a kill with the bow, refresh your turn. Get a kill with a dagger, refresh your turn. I don't know. I don't think you can, but now if you're missing like one person, or you're doing permadeath and someone dies, you might want to go with a second option. Instead of getting rid of Marcus, you get rid of Ileana. But instead of two very powerful characters, you get 3 very powerful characters. So, because sometimes near the end, like when we picked up Joran, like I got several guys that are 25 still, and then I pick up a 28. You kind of got to take them, I think. And you can kind of turn them into whatever. You can use a bow, you can use a polearm, you can use a spear, you could even use a sword, really. So, I mean, maybe I'm underestimating Joran, but by the time we got him this time, our main crew was like 30. And this is a very high level party. I mean, as you can see, the max level here of the end game is pretty much 35. So, getting 39 on Finn and 39 on Salvador and 38 on Melanie was a little bit of an overkill, and 36 on Roe, 36 on Edward, 36 on Jack. And these guys were not far behind. 34 and 33. And there are a lot of heavy shields, but when you got two-handers that can take down heavy shields, two-handed sword users, I think one of them I gave. There is an enchant for that's an extra attack, but there is an enchant. And granted, I did give Rayson kind of like the worst of the weapons. So, if there's another update, if there's another patch, or Maybe they add more characters. I definitely probably want to go with Sylvia and maybe scratch Talon. Or if I decide to still go with 3 healers, probably scratch Racing. Either that, or I might scratch the polearm guy. I like this setup. I don't know if anyone else uses this setup, but this setup keeps them very healthy. And I like how the two-handed sword can attack one way, and then the polearm can attack 2 tiles, 2 enemies another way. And they're helpful for when you're facing multiple archers, who the assassins and the blade masters are weak to, I think. Where you can take out a low health archer in the back before you get through the front line of the big shields and stuff. But yeah, I was very pleased with Roe, although I am probably partial more towards Douglas as a paladin. I'm trying to get away from being so two-handed sword heavy, because a lot of times I'll use Ileana as a sword user, Salvador, Edward, Ryson. I've even used Shiva before as a two-handed sword user, and Cassidy. I mean, that's like 6 or 7 guys two-handed sword. That's a little overkill. But I think you definitely need 3, if not 4. And a lot of times my 4th one would, or 5, and a lot of times my 5th one would be Ileana. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys.